Hey everybody, I'm just setting this up really quick. This is the first time I've done streaming straight to YouTube, so I'm not even sure if it's working, but let's see. Just checking my channel, I guess. It should say I'm like live or something, right? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Looks like I'm live. Cool. And then chat. Cool, let's just go. We'll do 10 minutes maybe or so. It might turn into more. Let's just look at all the cards really quick. Alright, Captain Hook. We've seen him a million times. I think he's going to be really good. I had a theory where challenging was when you're attempting a quest, but I think it is like a head-to-head challenge. One of the reasons is when this character is challenged and banished. So Cruella would have to be challenged, so I'd make an attack at her, which is a little bit interesting because there's games where you kind of like attack at like the player, like in Magic you're attacking at like kind of the spellcaster. Essentially you're trying to kill them and then they use their creatures to block. Looks like here you can specifically target cards to attack. Cruella, I think I ranked her like worst probably out of all of them. I just think that, especially if you can target her, like why would you ever attack her if she can make you pick a card up? So essentially how it works. Let's flip it. When this character is challenged and banished, you may return chosen character to the player's hand. So the enemy has Captain Hook in play, and they have Maleficent in play. If Hook kills Cruella, then I can just pick that up, and they have to pay 9 again to play it. So I don't know why you would attack into this card ever, unless you have to like clean the board before you can make a quest maybe, or like if we think about Hearthstone, you're attacking the player's health and then you can use this as some kind of defense or a wall or a shield or something like that. But if the opponent, I just don't see why you would ever attack. If anyone knows or has any theories like why, if you were playing against a Cruella, why would you attack into it? Unless there's some other reason, like she's blocking. So I don't know. It's pretty weird. I just think it's garbage right now. Maybe she'll be awesome, but I doubt it. It's going to be like a common. No one's going to run it, except it's like kind of cheap. I don't know. Elsa, this is the other one. So I know it's controversial. Everyone loves Elsa. But I think this is kind of garbage also, just because you're just using all your resources to exert her. I'm assuming, I kind of had a discussion about this. There's this little like tap icon where I'm assuming to play freeze you need to exert Elsa and then exert chosen opposing character. That's just so she can't like exert the whole enemy board. So I'm guessing you tap her and then you can tap someone else to prevent them from attacking or completing a quest or doing whatever. So I think it's pretty interesting. I don't know. She's like bottom tier to me. Mickey, this is like top tier. I know there's lots of stuff we don't know. I think these icons, I'm calling them lore, are really important. I hope it's for resource generation somehow. I think that'd be really exciting and make this card good. I want this card to be good. But I'm not sure. It could just be victory points. It could be, I have a theory. Here's a generic quest. So essentially to complete this quest, to get 4 victory points, you'd need to have on this quest, so you'd have a location, and then at your location you play a quest, and the goal is to get cards there and try and win this quest or complete this quest while your opponent tries to stop you. So the idea is these are possible requirements. There could be ink name requirements, there could be lore requirements, there could be attack and defense requirements. So if you can meet all of these, then you can complete the quest. That's kind of my theory. To me, like the more cards, like more quests, more kind of like locations, more spells, or I saw one video where they thought like songs would be kind of like spells essentially. I thought that was a really cool idea. Yeah, just like the more variety of cards, the better like deck building opportunities. We know that they've said, or some of the development has said, that the game will be easy to learn but complex. And I know that's kind of like, I do a lot of game design. It's kind of like a catch-all thing to say. Like you can, almost say it about any game. It kind of makes the game sound more complicated than it is. I hope that's the case. If you think about like chess, that's probably the best example of, it's easy to learn, but mastering it's like really, impossible unless you're like a computer or something like that. So I hope there is a lot of variety, and if there are a lot of different quests and locations and combinations and cards, it might be really easy. Like start of the game, you just drop like 3 locations. Let's see, some villain ones. I made this Maleficent's castle, I have this courtyard, and the Jolly Roger. Let's say you have 3 locations, and you're basically just choosing quests to try and complete, and then meet the requirements. So I just try and drop cards. Let's see, drop him here. We need a yellow one, so we have 7 lore. We have yellow ink name and red ink name. I can't remember their names. I think red's Ruby. And then how many? We need 12 and 12, so we need some more stats. Drop another Mickey or something. And that's it. If the game's that simple, I can get these 9 quest points. That is pretty simple, but then the strategy of stopping your opponent, maybe exerting an Elsa on the enemy side to exert my Mickey, and then I can't use his stats in completing this quest. Maybe that gives time for the enemy Maleficent to come over and start like just smacking Mickeys off the table, things like that. It can get really like interesting. I hope it's not just a head-to-head battle. I'll be really if it's just straight up head-to-head. There's like other games that are more established. Magic has thousands and thousands of cards. I think Flesh and Blood's pretty fun right now. And Pokemon's like popular, especially among kids. Like a lot of the to me, this specific set is really attracting kind of a little bit older crowd. Like I have like young kids, and they've seen some of they know who Elsa is, but like Captain Hook, they've maybe seen Peter Pan once or whatever. Like some of these kind of older classic cartoons, I think is more appealing to like an older crowd. Like Pokemon, the reason I think it appeals to like an older crowd is just because a lot of us, when we were really young, had Pokemon cards, and they just kind of like carried over. So when they have new sets coming out, like Marvel or Star Wars or more Pixar stuff, that might be able to attract more kids. I just hope the gameplay isn't too simple. Just like smashing head to head. I remember like the first time I saw Yu-Gi-Oh! and probably even Pokemon, we didn't do this, but you just put the highest attack cards in a deck of like all your cards, all your bent cards, and then try to just play war basically with your friends. And I hope that's not what this is, just like a really advanced war. I'm really curious now, this Cruella, how will it be played? If you have like theories, I want to know. Let's see what else. Stitch, I talk about this all the time. I want this so bad the more I think about it. I think it's going to get some kind of errata. I think it's going to be whenever you play a character with cost 2 or less, once per turn you may exert it to draw a card or something like that, because those higher turns, and he's so fast. He makes it 2 turns earlier. So if you think like 6 plus is a high turn, turn 5 he's already like full steam ahead. So this Stitch is really good. I'm excited to see it. This one I will definitely have a playset when the full game comes out. Not the stamped promos, sadly, but I'll have a playset of this for sure. These Mickeys I'll have a playset for. I have 2 of the stamped ones. I really like it. Nothing else is really so interesting to me, but we'll see. So I think part of the game, or I hope part of the game, has locations and some kind of movement phase. So ideally, we'll put the 3 villain quests down. Or 3 villain locations. I keep getting that confused. So at the start of your turn, I think you can drop right onto your own locations, and then the enemy, the opponent, will have their 3 locations. And then I'll have quests that I'm trying to complete. They will have quests that they're trying to complete. And you'll kind of move around. I may come up here and try and slow or stop a quest to buy time to play some big cards to complete my quest. There's 2 ideas. Either you summon like in a generic zone, or maybe the middle of the board is also like a generic zone. So you can't, if they're like playing a quest, I can't just drop my characters right on. I think there'll be some kind of movement between locations. And that's like maybe makes Elsa a little better because she can exert from here to, exert the enemy across the board or something like that. I still don't think that makes it that much better. But and then I did make like a generic Stitch just so we can see how phase works exactly. So on turn 2 he can hit the board. Turn 4 Stitch can hit the board also, and then turn 5 you have 5 mana to start just playing crazy amounts of low cost cards and draw. So I can definitely see a deck that's just floods the board, go super wide. You have all these like low cost cards just kind of clogging up everyone trying to get things done. It really makes cards like this Maleficent, if most of your cards are really cheap, like them banishing like a 1 cost isn't that big a deal. Them banishing your Stitch could be, massive, but by the time you've drawn like, I don't know, 7 to 10 cards like in 2 turns, you'll probably have another Stitch. I don't see a limit per deck. I don't think that the lore is the limit. The only way that would maybe work is if it's like 4 minus this number. But then you can so the theory would be it's 4, or I guess 5 minus this number. So you have 5 minus 4, you can have 1 Mickey. You have 5 minus 3, you can have 2 Stitches. You have 5 minus 1, you can have 4 hooks, or something like that. I'm sure that's not what it is, but I hope the lore is resource generation. I want to like drop this Mickey into some like resource pool and just have 4 resources to play with. I think that'd be pretty exciting. I guess I won't go too long on this first live stream. If there's things that you're interested in discussing, let me know. With one of my friends, we're like recording a podcast right now when I'm driving, so we talk a lot. We cover a lot of things. But if you're interested, you have theories, like throw them at me. We can like play test them, see how it goes. We did one play test where it was just like a head-to-head battle game, and it was one of my playtesting partners plays Flesh and Blood a lot. We were just kind of not. I mean, there's only 6 cards, but you can still kind of get a feeling. Like when you, if you're like at a convention or something and they're having you demo a game, you have like a 20 card deck and they demo it to you in like 2 or 3 turns, and you really know if it interests you or not, like fast. So if this needs to have some kind of, way to present it that you get interested instantly. And the way we did it, it wasn't interesting yet. So, I don't know. Having locations really exciting. Quests, like having like an ultra rare location or an ultra rare quest, like is so exciting to me. Like as a player, I know some people get annoyed when your deck, like, oh, this costs $400 to build the deck, or it costs $800, or whatever. But to me, that's like, it's kind of fun. It gives you something to like trade and go for. I know like a lot of players are adults and we're just gonna buy like 10 cases of this and open everything and have 95% of the cards, and then what we're missing we're just gonna buy. But for like a lot of like younger people who are just opening like 2 or 3 packs, and you get to hit that like banger location that's super rare, everybody wants it. That's so fun. It's one of the reasons I like card games. I just love opening packs. I like when there's stuff that's rare. I like when everything's not just like a $20 card or whatever. So I know some people don't agree with that, but for me, I want like rare stuff. And this is like there's so many collectors that are already just drooling over this. We see eBay with $30,000-$40,000 graded sets already for the promos. I guess I can talk about that for just 1 minute since I'm just rambling on. When I first started looking at the promos, you could get the set of 6 for around like 2,000, a little less. And I mean, it's ballooned to, I think if you had 8,000 cash right now, you can get a set of 6. That's my opinion. I think if you have that and you're serious, that's possible for sure. If you want the graded stuff, that's a lot more. That's like, I don't know. If you had 25,000, you can get the 10 graded, I'm pretty sure. The thing is, I think right now the price is going to dip back down for a little while. I think the set of 6 is it's not gonna lock in at 8,000. I think 4,000. If you have 4,000 cash, you're holding out trying to decide, I think you'll be able to get the set of 6 in a year. Now, in 5 years, that's not going to be the case. It's going to go back up. It's never going to come back down. I think we have a small window where things will come back down a little. It's not going to come back down to 2,000 just because people think, oh, I can get this graded, whatever. So I think if you really want it so bad, you have a small chance. You're going to pay probably around 4,000 in a year. You'll be able to pick it up. If you're like a serious collector, that's not a big deal. 8,000, that's a huge difference. That's like a crappy car. Like, I don't know. Or even, it's not even that crappy of a car, I guess, but, that's a lot of money. So yeah, the Mickeys I think they'll come back down to like, they'll be in a year, they'll be like 500 range, maybe a little lower. Because if this Mickey is in the normal set and it's like a common, that's going to hurt the value. No matter how collectible the stamp is, it's going to hurt the value a little. The prices we're seeing right now are just crazy. If you have to have it, though, you have to have it. And there's not many opportunities like when you can get in when a game first comes out. Like, I mean, I was opening Pokemon packs when it first came out, but I had no clue what was going on. I think I have a few cards left, like I have a Red Cheeks Pikachu, but like we were playing with them, even though like we had sleeves and things, they're not in like 100% condition. So it's possible to get in early and be some of the first collectors on this game, which is exciting for me. But that being said, the set of 6, I don't think I'll be able to get it when it comes down. I'll probably just be saving up to get booster boxes of the serious stuff, and I don't know. It's sad it passed. I was actually I didn't go to the D23, but it's kind of close to where I am. So it's in 2 years. 2024, I think, is the next one. Maybe I'll go then. Maybe we can hang out. That'd be exciting. Yeah, I'll probably stop it here just to see how the stream went. So let me know what you think. if you have ideas, things you want me to cover, if you want to come do a little like play testing, or if you do your own content and want to collab, like I just want to talk about the game right now. So I'm definitely up for whatever. So all right, we'll bug you guys later.